dear friends, I am Miss Yasika Patel. Welcome you all in Deepam, Gyan, Kranti, the treasure of knowledge powered by Deepam English Institute. Friends, today we will discuss on a topic or on a chapter that is Youth and the Task Ahead, and that is written by Dr. Karan Singh. Yes, the title of our chapter is Youth and the Task Ahead, and the author of this chapter is Dr. Karan Singh. Friends, this is the part of FI BCom V.N.S.G.U University, and the book is V.N.S.G.U. So before we discuss on the summary of that chapter, let us take a look about the author, that is Dr. Karan Singh. So he was born on March 9, 1931. So you have to remember the birth date of Dr. Karan Singh, and it is March 9, 1931. He was Indian politician, poet and philanthropist. So you have to remember that also. And even he was a member of Rajya Sabha, senior member of Indian National Congress. So you have to remember these also, means we can say it's a great achievement for his life. Then as far as the famous work of Dr. Karan Singh are concerned, some of the famous work are like The Dance of the Peacock, an anthology of English poetry from India. Then Essay on Hinduism, that is published on 1990, and One Man's World, that was published on 1996. So this is the famous work of Dr. Karan Singh. So you have to remember that. Okay. Now this chapter is typically, we can say, philosophical chapter, but I will try my best to explain you. So in this chapter, Dr. Karan Singh has used 9 or 10 points for the youth, means for the generation like us, the youngsters. So let us start with the very first point, and he said in this chapter, youth and the task ahead. So very first he said, youth is the ultimate power to nation. It's a very important point. Youth, matlab the youngsters like we, like us, we are the ultimate power to nation. जो youth है, that is the power of the nation. And as far as this chapter is concerned, in this chapter he said that don't depend on others. Whatever you want to do at your own. No need to depend on others. Use their power, matlab the power of youth, in a systematic way to build a great and powerful nation. Whatever the power we are using, whatever the knowledge we are using, whatever the work we are doing, that should in a systematic way. It is not like that there is no concern with your work. So it should be systematic way. And if we are using our power in a very systematic way, then we can create or build a great and powerful nation. We can say it's a dream of Dr. Karan Singh. Then if we are using our energy, our power, our knowledge in a systematic way, then we can able to do the vast changes. Whatever the changes are there, whatever the changes are required in our country, so we can do that. And the condition is that if the youth do this in a systematic way, then youth will provide a leadership in all the fields of life. Being a youth, okay, being a young generation, being a younger people, we can provide the leadership in each and every field, but we should have, inner power. That's why it is saying कि if there is a will, there is a way. And if we want to provide the leadership, हमें अगर leader बनना है, then we can, because we belong to a young generation. So we can provide leadership in all the fields of life. Then main heads of nation building. Okay, being the youth is able to heads the nation building. यूथ एक ऐसी चीज है, यंगस्टर्स, जो पूरे नेशन को बिल्ड कर सकता है, एंड इट इज द पावरफुल एंड वी कैन से ग्रेट नेशन. यूथ मस्ट हैव रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, डिसिप्लिन इन लाइफ. Everyone has a responsibility. So being Indian, we have responsibility, and we have to fill that responsibility in a such a great way. And one more thing, that discipline should be there in the life. if we have everything but there is a lack of discipline, then we cannot achieve the success. So discipline in the life is most important thing that is given or that is told by Dr. Karan Singh. Then not only the discipline should be there in the youth, but the feeling of patriotism, spirituality, peace for nation also. The youth should have patriotism, feeling of patriotism that India is my country, so patriotism की भावना होनी चाहिए. Then spirituality, then peace for the nation, means we have to do the work in a such a manner that we can get the peace in the nation. लड़ाई झगड़ा करना नहीं है. Okay, we want peace and that is the most important thing. So he said youth is the ultimate power to nation. We can say कि the bricks of our nation. So youth plays a very important role as far as this chapter is concerned, and it is the reality also. So that is our first point. Now if we are looking towards the second point, so it is people who belong to this post-independence generation should not take independence for granted. We as a human being, we as a young generation, we don't have the value of independence. Okay, so he wants to say that people those who are belonging to the post independence generation, means like we people, like us, so we should have to do the value of the independence. We have to learn the value of freedom. What is the value of freedom? जो हमें freedom मिला है, we have to value that. ऐसे नहीं कि जो freedom मिला है we can use it anyway. It is not like that. We should have to value of freedom, because you know very well that we got the freedom after years of slavery, then struggle and sacrifice. Okay, I don't want to repeat the history because you know very well that what is the history of Indian independence. So you know very well that we are getting our freedom after lots of struggle, slavery and sacrifice. Okay, so we should have to value that freedom. हमें वो value करनी चाहिए फ्रीडम की. हमारे मन में आए वैसे तरीके से हमें बिहेव करना नहीं चाहिए. यूथ शुड नॉट इंडिपेंडेंस यूज नॉट इंडिपेंडेंट इन अ ग्रांटेड वे. हमें मिल गई है दैट्स व्हाई वी आर यूजिंग. इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. वी शुड हैव टू वैल्यू, वी शुड हैव टू थिंक अबाउट द स्ट्रगल, then slavery and sacrifice that was done by the people, and great we have to value of our freedom. So this is the second point, कि the people like us, we are belonging to the post independence generation or era, so we have to value the freedom. Then the third point is youth can be great source of power to nation. Great source of power to nation. These words are very important. So youth is a great source of power to nation. Have to follow idealism. We have to follow the idealism, whatever we have, whatever the ideals our country have, that we have to do it and we have to help in that. Use energy without being aggressive. That is most important thing. You have energy, you are deserving certain kind of ability in yours, but if you are not putting in a systematic way, you are wasting your energy being aggressive, so you will get the result and that is zero. So we have to use our energy without being aggressive and in a systematic way. The youth can greatly help the nation provide leadership in all fields of life. Earlier also we discussed that same thing, that being youngsters, we can give the leadership in every field of our life. Then discipline themselves to attain the goal of the nation building. What important thing, discipline. Okay, we have to live in a discipline. Whatever the goals are set by the country, we have to help into that. Then serve the nation. That is most important thing. Whatever the responsibility are there towards our nation, we have to do it. So physical, mental, moral and spiritual abilities. We have physical, mental, moral and spirituals. Both physical, that is a part of army, you can say. Then mental ability also we can include it into that if you are very smart, then you can help your country. Then moral and spiritual ability plays also important role. Then again he talks about discipline, because without discipline, if you have everything but there is a lack of discipline, then your achievements or greatness is zero. Then teammanship for join the defense forces, and if Being a youth, if we want to go in the defense forces, then teammanship plays an important role, because if you have the sense of teammanship, then you can easily go there, set with the people. So these is very important. Serve the nation. The next one on which he has focused, that is having muscles of iron and nerves of steel, means being both physically fit and mentally strong. It is not like that muscles are of iron and nerves are of steel. Means the youth should be physically fit, as well as not only the physically fit but mentally strong also. Then in the forward of the chapter, he has discussed on three important qualities, and that qualities are discipline. Earlier also we had discussed that he put the force, or we can say he put the focus on discipline, then team spirit and corporate progress. If the youth, or if anybody has these quality, then he can easily join the Indian Army, or he can serve for the country. Being a part of a highly competitive age of science and technology, we have to make progress in science and technology. It is not only the discipline and team spirit and all that thing. We being a youth, we are living in a highly developed age of science and technology. So it is not only that we are living, but we have to work very hard to make the progress in science and technologies also. It is only and only possible when you are mentally strong. Then if you have the proper knowledge of a particular subject, then we can do the invention and all that thing, and then we help our nation. Then very important topic on which he has put focus, or we can say he put the stress, that is education, or you can say education. Now you know very well that in a developing country such as India, lots of students, and a large number of students are still not getting the primary education. They are lacking behind into that, and we are always thinking that we want to develop the nation, we want to develop our country, but it is only and only possible when the youth have the primary knowledge. Okay, so large number of students still unable to get primary education, and we should have to provide primary education to that people, to that students, those who are lacking into it. Then must do the best to become efficient in the field. And if you are getting the primary education, then after our role is that we should have to become perfect in our subject, in our field. Okay, then and then you are giving the best to your country and leads the country on top. If you are getting the education, not only the primary education is a need, but if you are getting the higher education, then you can put your country, leads your country on the top, because education is a weapon of development, you can say. So it's very important thing. First thing is that we have to give the primary education to the needy students, and it's compulsory for everyone. Then not only we have to satisfy with the primary education, but we have to focus on a secondary and even higher education also. And if we are putting top on our field, then we'll definitely leads our country on the top. So this is the topic he has focused on his education. Cannot waste time involved in topics, politics and other activities. And he gives the advice to the youth that don't waste the time in a politics. Okay, whatever there, it's okay, fine. No need to waste the time in the politics and other activities. Because if you are involving in politics and the other activities, then your time will be waste. And he gives the advice to the youth that don't waste precious time and energy. And once you will be the part of politics, then definitely your time will be waste. So he gives the suggestion to the youth that don't waste the precious time and energy in such kind of stupid activities. Then the next point he has discussed that is crucial to the success of democracy. What are the problems in the success of democracy? So he has discussed it like educated youth of India must cultivate patriotism. Yes, suppose you आपने education भी ले लिया, higher education भी ले लिया, but still one thing is lacking into yours, that is patriotism. हर एक हिंदुस्तानी में पेट्रियोटिज्म होना चाहिए, he wants to say like that. So you should have that feeling of patriotism. Must work for national university, national unity and progress. Okay, being the Indian, it's our responsibility to always help in the unity of our country as well as in the progress. Okay, in the development of our country. That is our first, we can say, responsibility. Then remove the corrupt elements. If the youth is educated, then it's very important, and that is what, that the youth can able to remove the corrupt elements from the country. So आपका base clear होना चाहिए, then you will get on the top. Then active the process of economic development, and again that comes that if the youth is educated, then you can easily do the development in economics also. So education plays a vital role. Okay, if you want to do the development, if you want to put your country on the top, then the thing is that the youth should have educated, or they have the knowledge, primary education, higher secondary education, and the youth must be educated. And if youth is educated, then you can do anything. Okay, कुछ भी impossible नहीं है. All is contained in one single advice. He used one sentence that is used by Sri Aurobindo when he was taught the students of the Bengal National College. At that time he said that all is contained in a one single advice. Okay, and prior that he said that whole service of India dearer than anything. India ही हमारा सब कुछ है. We should have this kind of feeling being an Indian. India जो है, भारत माता है, वो हमारे लिए सर्वस्व है. That feeling should be there in the heart of every Indian. Must work so that India may prosper and rejoice. And he is saying that we have to work in such a direction that India may prosper and rejoice country also. Means we have to do everything for the country, and the country is everything for us, and not a single thing is more dearer than anything instead of Bharat Mata, or you can say India. Then these may not be such to hit the newspaper headlines, but it is solid and devoted activity. Further he said that if anything happens, an incident happened, so it's come on a very front page of the newspaper. It became the guidelines or headlines. Okay, so that is a devotional activity for our nation, like real service for nation. If you are a soldier, or if you are doing any good thing for your country, then it will be there on the headlines, and that is the real service of nation. Then youth for national service, we have to prepare such kind of youth, and that youth always help to the nation, and the youth always do the service of the nation. So we have to prepare such kind of youth. Then fabric of great country like India, if you are set any model, if you are being ideal for anyone, okay, so that is the great fabric, that is the great model for another Indian also. So these are the things that Dr. Karan Singh has taught in his chapter Youth and the Task Ahead. Everywhere when you read the chapter, youth play an important role. जो भी करना है वो youth को करना है. This is the theory given by Dr. Karan Singh. I hope you understand, but still you have any doubt, then you can write in comment box. So I will try to definitely solve your queries and problems. And friends, if you like this video, then please like it, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Till then, goodbye, have a nice day and take care.